Back with an update story regarding our young brother Brendan Depa out of Florida, who was in school when his teacher's aide took his Nintendo Switch from him, and his response to that was to lash out and start beating on the teacher. I also did a previous video on our young brother Brendan Depa on my channel. If anyone wants to go back and take a look at it, it's up on my page. But Brendan Depa has now been sentenced. He's been sentenced to 5 years in prison and 15 years probation. While I'm not making no excuses for his actions, not at all, they was totally wrong and he was out of bounds for putting his hands on that teacher's aide. But I think the punishment of 5 years in prison is no good because prison is just punishment. It won't serve Brendan Depa. Brendan Depa needs treatment where he could go and get help with his mental health issues. He got autism and a whole host of other conditions he suffers from. And his foster mom said he got the mentality of a 6-year-old, shown here in this picture. See, what they did with our young brother Brendan Depa is because of his size, his stature, and he already had a strike on him, truth be told, for being black. And what they tried to do in combination with his size is make him a black monster, a black boogeyman. And I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Because far too often than not, when our kids in the black community suffer from mental health issues, they demonize still when they get in trouble in the eyes of the public, and they upheld to punishment. And when people from the dominant white society, their children get involved in crimes and things of that nature, they let off with a slap on the wrist, and they're allowed to have mental health problems and issues. And a lot of the times that's what they flip the narrative, and that's what they say in their cases. But when it regards cases of black kids, they say, oh, well, he was just bad. He was just a rotten seed. And that's the kind of thing that they put on us. But Brendan Depa won't receive the adequate care and attention he needs with his autism in prison, because prison, it doesn't rehabilitate no one. It's used as punishment. Brendan Depa himself, may the truth be told, is a victim of the system. Every adult in Brendan Depa's life has failed Brendan Depa, including his foster parents and his biological ones. In this Flagler School District where this incident happened and occurred ain't no good no way. Flagler School District, if any of the family remembers, was that same school district where they singled out and targeted the black children in that district and took them to a school's assembly for failing test scores and told them if they didn't get good test scores, passing test scores, that they would end up in jail or prison. And to incentivize good test scores, this no good damn school district tried to bribe the kids with fried chicken, stereotypical fried chicken. Insane. This particular school, from what I gather, where Brendan Depa was attending when this happened, is predominantly whites and Latinos. So our brother wasn't getting dealt with right no way. And if anyone else remembers that no good white supremacist witch, Susan Lawrence, who shot our sister A.J. Owens through the door when she was just trying to get back something that this woman took from her kids, she got off with just manslaughter. And manslaughter, she murdered our sister A.J. Owens. And manslaughter, just a slap on the wrist, truth be told. And that incident happened in Florida. But you'll let a white supremacist witch get off for the unjust murder of a sister. And this is because the system of racism, white supremacy, looks after and takes care of its own. And it's a different judging mechanism in place for blacks and whites. They got that white privilege thing, and I don't care what nobody says, it does exist. They ain't do nothing but draw up a false boogeyman narrative on our brother Brendan Depa, because him being black for one, and his size, his stature, how big he was. Because the Susan Lawrence incident killing our sister A.J. Owens, that happened down there in Florida too. So you let a white supremacist witch get off with the lesser of a crime, and you'll hold our brother Brendan Depa up to the flame, give him up as a sacrifice. Insane. But it don't surprise me, because it's differences in the system of law when they judge black people versus white people. A lot of times white people are let to get off with a slap on the wrist, and black people are held up to the fire. And then the no good judge that was presiding over the case said brother Brendan Depa didn't show no remorse for his actions in court. When his foster mother, shown here in this picture, already said he got the mind and the mentality of a 6-year-old, so truth be told, he probably ain't even know what was going on to offer up some damn remorse. Yeah, again, I'm not making no excuses for his actions, because he shouldn't have did that to the teacher, but truth be told, he shouldn't even have been allowed to have a game in the school no way, because if you're dealing with kids, especially kids with autism and special needs, this teacher, they should have known that anytime you take something from a kid with autism, or anyone for that matter with special needs, that's going to set them on 1,000. That's a no-no. But I just like to see this young brother Brendan Depa get the right kind of help he needs so he can live a successful and productive life, or the best quality of life he can. I just don't want to see him get railroaded by the systematic thing they got in place, the traps and undermines our people far too often. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.